Thank you, Professor, for joining us today. We hear a great deal about the DRC and how valued your mineralogy is right across the world. It's the envy of many. So, sir, may I perhaps pass the stage to you, and I know that we'll start with a presentation. And ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the Professor's presentation, we will take questions from the floor. So if you have any questions, we would welcome them once the Professor has provided us with an overview and a presentation. So, Professor, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gavin. I would like to, first of all, say hello to everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished invited, all protocols observed. It's my pleasure to give this presentation about the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is, from the point of view of Congolese, the very chosen destination for investment in an era of major transitions. So I'll be quickly talking about 7 or 8 points. First of all, we will see just in few words the DRC at a glance. Then we go through the legal and regulatory framework of the mining sector. Then we see a few things about mineral potential and resources. And then I will show some statistics on copper and cobalt that are minerals of future, as we call them here. And a few words about exploration management, and then what are the investment opportunities whilst you are in DRC. I think I have to do it from here. Sorry. Yes, so this is the contents I was talking about. Maybe I'll be better standing there to do this so that I can just read it straight away. So the DRC at glance, what can I say about this big country of 2,345,000, oh, there's a problem. Should I point it there? Yeah. So, yes, 2,345,000 square kilometers, which is in sub-Saharan part of Africa, which is depicted here. And we are surrounded by nine countries, which give us a geostrategic position. More than, let's say, more or less 250 million potential consumers, DRC itself and the 9 surrounders, and access point to several African countries, as you can see there. There's many corridors, African corridors, national corridors that are there. And we are a democratic republic, and we have just gone through our 4th electoral cycle, and President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi is the newly re-elected president of the DRC. Pointing there, sorry. Okay, let's say just next one. Okay, yes, I've said we are 102 million inhabitants, ranking the 15th in the world. We have arable lands, 80 million hectares, fishing, big potential. We have a nice climate, which is diverse, because we are located up and down the equator. And we have abundant rainfall, which is suitable for agriculture development, and breeding has a huge potential. Next one. Okay, so let's say a few words about the Mining Act of DRC, which provides an attractive, secure, and competitive legal framework for all parties who are interested in the mining sector in the DRC. And yeah, we may skip this one. Okay, so there are two approaches. If someone wants to come in the mining domain of the DRC, you may mine industrially, of course, but you can also do it artisanally. The latter being reserved only to Congolese, who can do it when they're gathering in what we call cooperatives. And there is a service which is in charge of helping artisanal diggers to work according to the best standards. Skip this one. Okay. DRC enshrines the notion or concept of strategic minerals. We speak in terms of strategic minerals, but this is more or less what is called here critical and also future minerals. The only thing is we need to put them on a listing of strategic minerals. So whatever critical minerals, if the market, if, I don't know, geostrategy command, it can be put on that list. So we are speaking almost the same things. And accessing those minerals, exploring them, exploiting them, marketing them, are governed by specific regulations. So far, cobalt, germanium, and Colombo tantalite are currently considered strategic mineral substances in the DRC. Of course, copper should be in that list and others, but these are the three that have been enlisted. About potential and resources of the DRC, I would say we make this available, so no rush. I would just say that we have gold, iron, tin, coltan, tungsten, diamond, nickel, chrome, copper, cobalt, the three T's, that is tin, tungsten, and tantalum, yeah. We have also monazite, that is a rare earth element. We have lead, we have zinc, we have so many things. And you find them, I don't know now if okay. So, regarding copper, cobalt, and zinc, we have quite interesting, I would say, big resources. And copper is 82 million, and we're talking there in terms of reserves that are proven. Cobalt, 5.8 million tons, and zinc, more or less 7 million, because we are restarting zinc, which has been stopped for a few years. And the production in 2022 are, as they are depicted there. And the copper, regarding the figures I have got recently, we should be now, by the end of 2023, we should be about 2.7 million. But we will probably come back here to confirm this. And the three T's are there, the production for 2022, in terms of cassiterite, because unfortunately so far we're not processing the tin itself, so 49,000.5 tons. Coltan, 1,000.6 tons. Wolframite, 286 tons have been produced in 2022. Okay, we have resources of iron, but we are not yet started mining. More than 10 billion tons are there in good quality. Manganese, more than 30 million tons, but this is restarting. So globally, the main base and first metals with their approximative location and estimated resources are depicted there. So we have the iron in the northern part of the DRC. We have niobium, which is called columbium in America. 30 million tons. We have lithium, we have casterite, we have phosphates, we have aluminum, we have nickel. These are the base and ferrous metals that we are currently assessing or exploiting. Few statistics for I would say the last 5 years, but it's from 2018 to 2022. It has been increasing. For copper, for cobalt, it's now about exploration and management of strategic and critical mineral substances. Okay. So we have a big program of exploration for critical and strategic mineral in the DRC, and 6 blocks have been secured for this. And yes, the red one are the priority, and there we're exploring nickel, exploring and still mining copper, cobalt, zinc, exploring iron. We are exploring rare earth in the northern part, the equator, in the Ituri, which is also in the northern part there, northeast. We have columbium and tantalum in Tanganyika block. I don't know why this one is it? No, it's not showing. Anyhow, we have a strategic partner who is Excalibur, with whom we are doing this exploration for geophysical and geological studies. The target is finding new deposits of critical minerals, and yes, but whoever is interested is invited to join. This is only Excalibur. So other interesting areas of research are the Kasai and Equator blocks that are prospected for cobalt, copper, nickel, platinum, rare earths, and coltan. Whilst I'm about to continue, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the DRC Minister of Mines, Her Excellency Madame Antoinette Samba Kalambai, who has just entered. Excellence, soyez la bienvenue. Yeah. It is by permission that I'm giving this presentation, so I need to acknowledge it. Yes, so we have, it's worth to be noticed that we have financial supports whilst doing this research and exploration from the DRC Mining Fund for Future Generation, which is called FOMIN, which help for in-depth and continued exploration, funding mostly the National Geological Service of DRC. The CEO is there. So, what are the investment opportunities? Having said what we have said so far, yeah. I need to stop something here. Nice. Sorry. Yes. So investment opportunities in the strategic minerals. I would say there is a strong need for some basic industrial infrastructure, such as roads, railway system, harbors, electricity, to ease physical access to minerals deposits, to ease ore extraction, treatment, transportation, and export of processes of manufactured products. What I have to say here is that at this time of transition energy, the investors are welcome to join the efforts to intensify exploration and research of future and untapped mineral resources. And we have a strategic exploration plan in DRC, which has been formulated by the DRC Ministry of Mines under the leadership of Her Excellency the Minister of Mines, who is present here. And investment are welcome for implementation of the mining sector strategic development plan, which intends whilst we are carrying the environmental aspects of the mining projects, it intends to develop minerals value chain with local transformation and fabrication towards the downstream of the mining industry, which is a new paradigm. Now, in spite of a potential which is big and who normally could help to set up an efficient power network, because we have a huge and world-class hydroelectric potential, 140 gigawatts hour, which could allow for a useful networking and establishing of web energy, because there we have only reported on the map, only the blue one is the hydro potential. As you can see, these are capacity which is higher than 10 megawatts, and transmission lines are existing, and hopefully we have most of the active exploitation of base metals in this part of the country, which is you have those red lines that are transmission line of electricity, and so it is worth to say it that the DRC electricity sector has been liberalized, and that new business model with micro power plants working on renewable energy and players are welcome. And through private-public partnership schemes that involves private investor or mining companies and the National Power Corporation, there are new projects that are under development. Opportunities of investments also are in the mineral transport system. You may invest to optimize transportation of mining products, that is in building roads, railway, eventually taking advantage of sub-regional connectivity projects, and taking also advantage for the National Multimodal Transport Scheme. Having said so, I'm it just remains to me to thank you a lot for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Please have a seat, Professor.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have about 7 or 8 minutes for questions from the floor, and I'll invite you to ask those questions, but as your MC, I'll take the privilege of asking the first question, and that is that we're in the Kingdom at the moment. We just saw His Royal Highness, the Minister for Energy, join us a little while ago. What's your relationship like with the Kingdom, and are you looking or have you looked at any agreements with the Kingdom in recent times?
Thank you so much, Kevin. Well, I'll give an answer, even though I can see the Minister is just in front of me. Should probably be better to answer to the question, but let me just try. I would say that we have very, very good, excellent relationships. And as you have just noticed, yesterday was signed an agreement, a memorandum of understanding between Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and DRC, which is mostly regarding the mining sector, intending to empower the research, that is exploration of minerals, and namely the future mineral or critical minerals, among them lithium. And well, to see, because it's an agreement, I think this is the first step, as would have said my minister. It's a first step, so we will see. But probably we're going very further, because we are a lot to expect from the Kingdom, and DRC has a lot to offer in terms of potential, as I've just shown you, in terms of resources of commodity for the future, and even other sectors. So yeah, the relationship are very excellent.
Okay, so that's very exciting to have a memorandum of understanding signed between the DRC and Saudi Arabia. Great potential in that, and congratulations, Minister, on the signing of that. We'll take other questions. Sir, you have a question. Could you please give us an identification and ask your question?
Hi there. Thank you so much for the presentation. My name is Mansour Hamayoun. We trade coltan and cassiterite in places including DRC. I was intrigued to understand more about the artisanal sector and what the plan of the government is to formalize that sector more into the digitalization, traceability, KYC, and compliance. Right now, the artisanal sector is somewhat organized, but I think there's still some room for improvement from digital tools and digitalization of organizing trade flows. So we'd like to understand what the private sector can play a role in that, firstly, in terms of providing traceability platforms, and secondly, what is the strategy on that front? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the question. I will start from the end of the last part of your question. Okay, the strategy is clear and it is stated in the Mining Act and the measures of application that are in the I would call it regulation of the mining law. And artisanal mining is formal, so it is there. It is right there in the Mining Act. And maybe I went a little bit quickly on it. It doesn't has the end is not to get those people remaining in the artisanal. The main goal is to have them from artisanal to small mining, and there is a strategy. That's why I've said a word about specialized service, which is SAEMAPE. Formerly, it's about small-scale mining, and they are assisting. But you have also the geological service of DRC, which is there to do assessment on what kind and what class of commodities are there on the ground. If they can only be addressed by industrial means, then they will be in the industrial. If not, then SAEMAPE and the geological service will assist. And eventually, if it happened that they found a deposit which is, let's say, world class or just a higher level of quality, then they might migrate from the artisanal to the small scale mine. Yes, and they will have SAEMAPE to advocate for them and to accompany them to the other main service which is there, which is a lever within the hand of the minister, which is the mining register or cadastre of mines, CAMI, and the general director is there also, just near the minister. So it's formal, but we need to take the step. And I'm happy you used the right word. You say what it takes just I would say just to formalize it. It is formal, but we need to formalize because most of the people are coming there. You know, DRC it used to be called a kind of scandal geologically. So someone can just discover or find something there. By the time the service reach that place, there is already an artisanal extraction scheme which is starting there. And that's the reason why we need to have those services and the administration of mines to be there. So it is there. What you're doing is very welcome, because we have we are within that traceability and the ownership of the mining products. Yes, we're working on this, and I think there is a scheme. You probably need to be in touch with one of us here to see how you might be inscripted there, because there's a board which is examining candidates to help in traceability, to help in formalizing. Yes.
Okay, Professor, we might take the rest of that offline if we could. I do apologise, but we only have time for one more question, and perhaps the other questions might come offline after we finish here. But for the last question, sir, you have a question, and could we keep it a nice tight answer, because time is our enemy now.
Thank you, marhaba. Welcome to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I'm so happy to see so many delegates here from so many countries. I represent the Islamic Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, and I'm a lawyer as well. So one of the positive things in your message was the election of the democratically elected leader, which is one question I want you to really focus, and if you can tell us briefly, on the political stability, because common people who are outside of the DRC hear the news that we know about. And this political stability, and plus your mining regulation improvement, I thought that was really important as well, because that's one of the main bedrocks to have investments opportunities come in. So if you could talk a little bit more about how DRC has improved in the landscape, and in addition to that, because of the political instability that often at times is identified. And also because I work with the Islamic Chamber of Commerce and most of those 9 surrounding countries, I would ask if you could share something on regional cooperation on mining development. And if there's anything like that that DRC is active on, that would be really interesting to share. Thank you.
You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much for the question, sir. Well, yeah, we are the Democratic Republic. So yeah, we've been through, I said it, I think this was our 4th cycle of elections. And the president has just been re-elected yesterday. They have confirmed that he is the newly re-elected president of the DRC. And yes, of course, the situation of DRC is improving. We've been a little bit low, maybe in the beginning of the 2002 from there. But since the current president has been there on his first mandate, he has been working very hard on this business doing, that is climate of affairs. And we're improving. I won't say that everything is just all right, 100%, but we've made progress. And regarding our cooperation with our neighbors, I think, well, almost all of them we have good relationships. I won't go in that field. But what I can say is we have already an agreement on the sub-regional level, and we started it with Zambia regarding development of I would say both mining and industry as far as battery fabrication are concerned, and efforts are there. That's why I think this initiative of the kingdom is so good for us, because we've been trying it in a small scale, trying to get countries of the sub-region there and sharing also our experience. Actually, we are just putting together our efforts, and this is which is offered here by this sub-region. So we might consider ourselves like a subsystem of the sub-regional, And it is something we are really comfortable with it, because putting together countries, putting together resources, putting together finances, this is, as far as I'm concerned, the key to alleviate all those hurdles, those problems, and to get quickly to something which can be amenable for everyone and which will help all of us in what I would call a win-win or win-win global system regarding also circularity of the economy.
Professor, we should call it time there because we need to move on to the next session. Professor, we thank you for your time. Any other questions we can take offline? Minister, thank you for your attendance. To the DRC delegation, thank you for your attendance. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in thanking Professor Kamwe and the DRC delegation for joining us today. Thank you, Professor. So, ladies and gentlemen, those questions can take offline. We're just going to reset the stage and we'll move on to an exciting panel. Hi, Mark. It's good to see you here. An exciting panel to look at Pakistan. So thank you. We'll just reset, and my colleague, Richard Morrow, the chairman of the Melbourne Mining Club, will be on stage shortly. Thank you again.